Alright, should be ready to get started. Alright, last time I finally got the ability to open the golden chest, but then I promptly forgot where they all are. We also went back to the moon and finished off the singularity, only until I learned that the world eaters will be here before long. But we don't have any tasks to do with them yet. I believe our next goal is to go to Mount St. Amos, do a couple things there, and then go to the upper half of Ilias Temple. But, oh, we should also be able to check on the Holy Bird, the Holy Bird Shrine, see if we can continue the BF quest. Let's see. I think you basically just missed the defeating of the Singularity, the Lolly Robot, yes. Oh, we also recruited Cosmo Woman here. Found out that her ability comes from the Star Eaters. Yeah, level 82, not great. But she does have decent traits. Can use Fist, Hero, and Giant skills, and they all chain together. So if you work on her, she could become quite the powerhouse. Yeah, that's because she's a Titan Lord. That's why her HP is so high. Titans have a ridiculous amount of HP. Her sprite looks... like that. She's got the cape. She hasn't apparently taken any lessons from Edna. No capes! No capes! Of course, Luca hasn't taken that lesson either, but still. Nope, it's just her power of the Star Eaters that gives her the Titan race. Also, since we got that fragment that gave her her powers, we can now turn chimeras into Titans. Or into Giants, at least. Anyway. Can we continue this now? Alright, defeated 2. It's not yet time for the 3rd. Okay, still can't continue that yet. You were there when we got to the moon, didn't you? We went to the moon, we went to the Singularity's base, and we defeated the Singularity. So now, let me double check with Amira that there's nothing else we need to do before we get back on the main quest. Ilias Temple. The Dark Castle. Okay, she wants us to check on the Cyber Knight in Monte Carlo. Yes, Demiurge is still a problem. We'll have to deal with it at some point, but it's lower on the priority list right now. Then there's the samurai hero, Manslayer. She's in the Yamatai tea house, alright. Now we're asked to deal with the Harpy Queens. The Navy headquarters. And then Demiurge. And the insect tribes. Then the 7 deadly sins. Then the white rabbit's body. Alright. Yeah, it's a long checklist. Not to mention we still have 12 of the disasters to deal with. I'm sure those will come in due time. So, first things first is Monte Carlo, is where it asked us to go. Monte Carlo. Looking for the cyborg hero. Where are you? Ah, there you are. The reconstruction work seems to be quite substantial. It's wonderful of Raphael to have gathered so many workers. I see they have enough on their side. Well then, Cyber Knight, let's help us save the world. Roger that, Your Eminence. I don't know how powerful my level... if my power level can help against Transcendence, though. Alright. We can ditch the King of St. Ilia. Cyber Knight has joined the party. Let's go, Cyber Knight. For the light of the screw and bolt. For the light of the screw and bolt. What are you chanting? What about my teachings? Alright, that was easy enough. You know, I'm surprised he's so close in level to Cosmo Girl. Although, look at his stats. His stats are way, way worse. I guess it's because he has way worse jobs than she does. Alright, what's your trait? Looks like guns, machina, artificial. Have increased power. What's the rest of that? The more attacks you receive in the same turn, the less damage that he takes. Automatically cures abnormal statuses at the end of the turn. Nullifies physical. And some other stuff. Alright. You're a lot more defensive than I thought you'd be. Make a decent tank. But not at his level. Not with his current jobs. Alright, what else we got? Next is back to Yamatai, the tea house. Oh, you do have a cute face when you have that mask off to the side. Hmm? Oh, excuse me. I'm Yi. It's quite rude without a mask on. Alright. I am Konoha, the manslayer. Slaying villains is my profession. I'm Luca the hero. Nice to meet you again. So, what'd you want? As I have said before, I live a long, solitary life. I don't know the reason I have monster blood flowing through my veins. As a manslayer, I was investigating my ancestry while slaying bad guys. I've traced my mother's bloodline back 5 generations. All of them were normal humans, none involved with monsters. I don't see how monster blood could go back 5 generations and not manifest at all. Then your monster blood didn't come from your mother's side? I've never heard of such a thing. I've never heard of monster genes passing through a man. Exactly, correct. Usually monster bloodlines are maternally inherited. They don't pass on the paternal side. That's why I started researching my father again, and that's where you come in. You have traveled every corner of the world. Along the way, did you not hear the name of a hero named Kenu? Kenu. I don't have any idea who that is. So that man's your father? Yeah, they say he was a hero who traveled. I've never met him. My father Kenu was a ruthless man who traveled, and about 20 years ago, he fell in a deadly battle in Goldport. Sorry, but I've never heard of him. If it's more than 20 years ago, that's a long time ago. You say he was a hero, huh? I've heard of Kenu, but only his name. In case you're wondering, we were on an adventure at the same time. I never met him, though. I've just heard his name as a promising hero. As I recall, he's from Yamatai, and was a bold swordsman. That's about the extent of the rumors I've heard. Oh, thank you for the valuable information. Although she said that, she didn't seem too happy about it. Perhaps it's something that she already knew. You don't remember at all? You say you've never seen him in your life. Since I was born, my father never returned to Yamatai. There was a letter, but it seems that my late mother had already disposed of it. The only thing he ever sent me, his daughter, was this fox mask. The fox mask that Kisuka is wearing. Looks like it was sent to her by her father, Kenu. I hate to say this in front of you, but your father's very unsympathetic if the only thing he ever gave you was a fox mask. I had no need for my mother took care of me. I never needed money at all. Not even, hold on, let me double check this one. It does make sense. My mother came from a wealthy merchant family. We never had any financial problems, even during my upbringing. When I was 15, my mother died in an epidemic, but I never had any money troubles. It seems she was in a position where she did not need any financial support from her father at all. If he had been traveling, he would not have been able to afford to send money to his daughter. So, that's it. That's all the business I had. I'm sorry to have called you all the way here. I apologize for wasting the time and energy of such a great hero who's so busy. Please accept this. Kensei no Hachimaki. What are you going to do now? There's an old woman who runs a ranch in this village. She knew my father when he was young. I'm going to talk with that woman now. Sorry for the long delay. I'm leaving now. Why did you not start with her? Seems weird to wait for Luca to get here. Kohana, wait up! Aw, I never got to talk to you. Alright. Manslayer, Kohana, and Ghost Fox left the store. I'm curious. The old woman at the ranch. We should go there. Still, it's terrible, leaving their own child to adventure. Isn't that right, dear? Oh, sure, guilt trip Marcel's. Did you at least get any milk or cigarettes? Quiet. Silence? That's not the right answer! Anyway, the ranch in Yamatai village is southeast of here. We should go talk to them. I could go back to say, but I don't think she'll say anything too important. Yeah, you literally have to talk to Amira. Alright. What do you have to say? It's been a while. Do you remember me? I remember you. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Let's team up sometime when we get a chance. Alright, that's all she says. Still surprised you have to talk to Amira in order to flag that. Of course, she is the only one who tells us that she has a request for us, so that does make sense. Alright, talk to you first. Horsey! Aren't they a little spooked? Ghost Fox, why are you following me? We're heroes with the same fox motif. Let's get along! Do whatever you want. I'm not going to take care of you, though. Kenu, the manslayer, and the old woman are talking. I know the story of Kenu until he left the village when I was a child. Wait. I know the story of Kenu up until he left the village when you were a child. I'm fine with that. Can we talk about that? Your father Kenu was a traveling ronin. He seemed to go around punishing scoundrels for a long time. He wasn't a man with a bad reputation. He was a friend to the weak. And he was also a handsome man. So one day, he had a child with the village's most sought after woman. And that's how you were born. Oh, hold on. Double check this. Oh, okay. Okay, I got the story mixed up. Okay. It's not your father, Kenu. It's Kenu's father. So she knew her father's father. I need to redo that again. Kenu's father was a traveling ronin. He seemed to go around punishing scoundrels for a long time. He was a man with bad reputation. He was a friend to the weak. And he was also handsome. So one day he had a child with the village's most well-behaved daughter. And that's how he was born, Kenu. He was a naughty and mischievous child, but he did not bully the weak. He listened to his father, who came back to the village from time to time, and longed to be a hero. When he turned 15, he said he would become a hero himself and ran away from the village. After that, I heard he helped people here and there. He was a brave hero and became well known. But in a town up in the north, he lost his life because he was set up by a villain. Was there anything unusual about Kenu? I heard he had word that he had mysterious powers. He had very strong arms. I heard he could roll big rocks from the age of 10 years old. I think he inherited his strength from his father. Kenu's father was also said to be the reincarnation of a monster god. The reincarnation of an Oni god. Kenu's father, in other words, Koha's grandfather, was no ordinary man. His power was passed on to his son, Kenu, who in turn passed it to his daughter, Kohana. So, the monster blood really was a paternal origin. Yeah, it's rare to hear about that. That's the story as far as I know. Well, I once had a visit from someone claiming to be Kenu's disciple. Father's disciple? I think it was about 5 years ago. They were a fat man. Said that they were a merchant in Goddard. They wanted to offer flowers to their master, but he died in a foreign country and there's no grave. And he wanted to mourn him at least in his own hometown. But the house where Kenu was born and raised is no longer there. So he put flowers in a vacant lot and left. that disciple, or whatever you call him, was a merchant from Goddard. Then, let's go Goddard. Okay, that's gonna be a rather long journey. I'm gonna pack my bags away a bit. Why are you even coming? Hisoka and the others seem to be off to Goddard. So, shall we go there? Alright. Alright, we don't have Goddard. So, Grand Gold. And off to Goddard. Yeah, how... unless you already have Harpy Feather there, how would you possibly beat us here?